Democrats, your hypocrisy's showing, and we're going to cover it here today on Speechless. Cut for time. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Speechless Cut for Time. I'm your host, Phares, 22-year-old conservative college student out of Central Illinois, host of Speechless on Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal. And I can't necessarily fit everything I want to on my Sunday show from 3 to 5, so I make sure to bring you guys Cut for Time videos throughout the week. And this one is fascinating. But before we get to it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think, and share this with your friends so that they can subscribe too, because I'm almost to 1,000 and I'd love to keep going up, guys, and hit that goal. Okay, so let's get to it. Democrats are hypocrites. Oh, wait, you guys thought you were looking for some news or something? Well, we already knew Democrats were hypocrites, but this is just another perfect example. So we have a new Speaker of the House. It's Mike Johnson. I just finished a video on that. And so you guys can go check it out. I'll make sure it comes up at the top here somewhere. But Mike Johnson is the new Speaker of the House. And after weeks, it's been 3 weeks, and I've even been critical of it. This makes Republicans look bad, to not have a speaker, to be infighting so much. It makes Republicans look bad and does not inspire much voter confidence in the party. But Democrats use that to their advantage. They would consistently be like, Republican infighting is keeping us from going and doing actually what we want to do and getting things done and blah, 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 blah. It's all Republicans' fault. Republicans are all at fault, even though they voted no for all the speakers too, which I can understand. They don't necessarily align with their viewpoint, but still, how are you going to blame Republicans when if you really wanted a speaker that bad, you could end it right then and there? There's just one example of hypocrisy, but we have a bunch. Okay, so let's get looking at some of these. Okay, so I have two examples, perfect examples. A lot of Democrats fall into this, and it's not even just Democrats that are in the House and Senate. It's also just Democrats across the board, period. We're going to start off with this guy. Actually used to be my congressman. He still is a congressman, but I don't live where I used to. And so this is Representative Sean Casten out of Illinois, suburbs of Chicago, areas where he represents. He's consistently pushed things like the climate crisis and raising the minimum wage, and is very, very vocally supportive of Ukraine and sending aid and more money to Israel and Ukraine. That's the kind of guy we're dealing with here. And so this was just October 17th, so just about a week ago. Today is October 25th. And this is what he had to say on Instagram. He released this. He said, "It is embarrassing. The House Republicans have once again failed to elect a speaker and sent the House into recess. Government funding runs out in 1 month from today. Instead of addressing the needs of the American people, my colleagues across the aisle seem content to do nothing. To do nothing. So he's so mad. They're content to do nothing. Nothing. We're just not going to do anything. And it's all because they have too much infighting and they're the problem." Well, let's flash forward to today, everybody, when Casten makes another post on Instagram. This time, it's a statement on election of insurrectionist Speaker Mike Johnson. This is what he says. He goes, "Today is a sad day for any American concerned about protecting the sanctity of our democracy and preserving the rights of women to make their own healthcare decisions. On Jan 6th, after watching a mob storm the United States Capitol, a majority of the House Republican Conference tried to finish the job. Mike Johnson," as if it's he's walking around with a knife or something. "Finish the job. Mike Johnson didn't just vote to overturn the election of a free and fair election. The results. He was the quote. He underlined chief architect of the legal framework that his colleagues said empowered them to do so. Mike Johnson not only supports banning abortion without exception, including cases of rape or incest, he believes in the criminalization of abortion in the wake of the Dobbs decision. He underlined proudly supported efforts in his home state of Louisiana to imprison doctors who perform abortions." Stop, Sean. You're convincing me too much of this guy. You're convincing me. I like him too much already. And then he goes, this is to say nothing of his work to cut Social Security and Medicare, or the fact that before he came to Congress, he built a career around stripping basic civil rights and civil liberties from LGBTQ plus community in Louisiana. Under quote, "Mike Johnson's disregard for American democracy is disqualifying. His support for extremist policies is appalling. The American people deserve better." Okay, so you wanted a speaker. You hated on Republicans for not being able to elect a speaker. And then they elect a speaker. and then you hate the guy that they elected. I'm sorry that he's not necessarily everything in your wheelhouse, but one, you guys don't have power right now. The House is controlled by Republicans, narrow margin, but it is. And you were just mad that Republicans had no speaker, so nothing could get done. Wouldn't nothing be better? Wouldn't you have been like, oh yes, no, stop having a speaker, because, which in their mind, that's what they wanted, because they knew it sowed a narrative that they could push that it's all Republicans' fault. But what do you want? What do you want? And this is exactly what Adam Schiff did. Also, wait, I want to go back to, because what Sean Casten has explicitly called for is significant aid to Israel. And that's the first thing Mike Johnson said in his announcement speech. That's the first thing that he said they were going to do, is that they were going to vote to give aid of some kind to Israel. So what do you want? What do you want? Nothing is good enough for Democrats. Nothing is ever good enough unless it is the furthest left, the most Democrat person. It's never going to be good enough for them. Heck, they labeled Mitt Romney, milquetoast Mitt Romney. They labeled him as a far-right extremist. Yeah, back in 2012. Not necessarily Sean Casten, because he wasn't in office then, but you know what I mean? That's what the Democrats did. Mitt Romney was a far-left extremist racist. Mitt Romney! Seriously. But now let's take a look. Adam Schiff did the exact same flipping thing. This is exactly what, look at these tweets. Or X, formerly known as Twitter. Democrats have been willing to work with Republicans in a bipartisan manner to select a speaker and reopen Congress. But hardliners in the GOP would rather continue the debacle than attend to the people's business. Oh, how altruistic of you, Adam. How altruistic. Well, let's take a look at this one. So that last one, that last one is from October 19th. Now let's take a look at this one. You might be Googling who Mike Johnson is this morning. Let me make it simple. Johnson is a hard right, pro-Trump, leading election denier in the House. Sadly, this is what passes for speaker material in the Republican conference. Once again, with these people, there is no appeasing them whatsoever, which is why you shouldn't even try. That's what Republicans of the past did. That's what your Bush-era Republicans of the past did. The times that Hillary Clinton loved, she's talked about it in multiple instances, that's what government used to be good. Government used to be good. Yeah, because it used to be Republicans that were like, hey, let's try to pass economic reform and we'll just abandon all social issues. We'll just abandon all of them so that we can maybe try to have a good economy. And most of the time, they weren't even able to get their economic goals passed. So that's why Democrats are so furious, and that's why they're being such hypocrites, is because they don't run the world anymore. And look, I'm going to be critical of Mike Johnson, too. I think the Israel promise is a little too much off the bat anyways, and too much shilling to Democrats. But I like the guy enough, especially with all these nice things that they have to say about him. Banning abortion, getting rid of that, helping the economy. I don't know. Sounds like a pretty good guy to me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. But I just think it's important to just, where I'm old enough to remember, I'm more than a week old. The Democrats don't believe that you're more than a week old. And that's why they'll post one day, and keep all these posts up too. So post one day that, oh my God, Republicans can't get a speaker. They're dysfunctional. They're stupid. They're holding up the government. And then a week later, it's, oh my gosh, Republicans, they got a speaker and he's just an awful person. My God, these people, take a breath. Realize you're not in control, at least of the House. Adam Schiff is a senator, but he obviously loves to comment about things that are going on. It makes sense. They're both in Congress. They're both Congress. But calm down, and stop being such hypocrites. It's not going to happen. You want to know why, though? Because everything to them will always be Republicans' faults. Not everything is Democrats' faults. I believe the reason why we didn't have a speaker was 100% Republicans' faults. And as somebody who votes primarily Republican, has always voted Republican, I can say that. But the Democrats, they will always find a way to spin the narrative that it's Republicans' faults. And it always will be, no matter how hypocritical they come off. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe, guys. Almost to 1,000. Comment what you think. Share this with your friends because I think this is just absolutely hilarious. I found the receipts, everybody. I found them and I was able to show it and prove it. So don't forget to share it, subscribe, comment, like, share, all of that fun stuff. God bless you guys. God bless America. And until next time, this has been Speechless. Cut for time.